Q&A Thursday. Hello, 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 and welcome. To my left, co-host Anthony Fisher.
Hey, Levi, thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
Thanks. And myself, Levi Gates, other co-host.
Yep.
And we're missing a third.
Is he in the orb?
He's in the chat.
He's in the chat. Gotcha.
We missed a chance to put him in the orb. Had we thought about it, he could have been Crystal Ball Dane back in action.
Crystal Ball Dane would have been nice to have.
I'm sure he may appear later. We'll see. It just depends. We'll see if he's busy or what. But he is in the chat.
He is.
So.
I heard he was dealing with his bug infestation.
Literally, it's gone into his body now, and he's home with a little bit of a bug.
He himself has started turning into an Asian beetle.
So at first, he said he wasn't feeling good, and then he said his head was starting to kind of hurt, and I thought that was a little strange. Then he said, I came down with a bug.
Yeah.
And again, one of those things where it's just like, okay. But then you got a picture that he had sent, and it looked like he had antennae sprouting, and his skin color was starting to change to a weird orange.
Yeah. And it was like he said he was having this urge to bite things. And I said, oh my gosh, Dane, I think you are turning into the king beetle.
Mm-hmm. I think that's exactly what's going to happen.
Hopefully Dane's able to get his bug infestation, sorted out. Obviously, he doesn't want it to affect the resale value of his home.
Right. It's the biggest thing. That's what he's most concerned about. He wants to get healthy.
Yep.
Make sure that resale value is intact, and then maybe go to SEMA next week.
Make sure he's not looking a beetle at SEMA, right? It might freak some people out.
Well,
anyways, welcome to Q&A Thursday, where we are just days away from the happiest holiday of the year,
Halloween,
and
that we get to miss. And I am as a Halloween enthusiast, this is the one thing that I hate the most.
Yeah.
Not being here, not going trick-or-treating with my kids. That's one of my favorite things.
Would you rather miss, this is a hard question, would you rather miss Christmas over Halloween?
Yes.
Really? Okay. I think Christmas, there's enough makeup days there around the time
because
of
you
of
add
Christmas.
days. So you always have family that's like, hey, we're going to do Christmas
on this day.
Or you got a Christmas party the weekend before.
Yeah.
Or, we're going over to my mom's on Thursday night to do Christmas.
Yeah.
Even though Christmas is on Saturday, we'll say. Mm-hmm. So there always feels it, but you can't do that with Halloween. You can't just go we're going to go trick-or-treating tonight.
You can't. You'd be a weirdo.
You can try, but I don't think it's going to work.
It can't be November 5th and you're going door to door.
Yeah, exactly.
Trick or treat. They're going to say, I don't have anything.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and people start taking down their decorations, so of course it's no longer like that. You can make up Christmas, you can't make up Halloween.
Agreed. So we'll be at SEMA for Halloween, obviously, and I don't know if we're going to necessarily dress up, but we may be wearing some cool TRC swag, maybe some of our Halloween swag that we launched this year, or I should say just a couple weeks ago. Outside of that, though, housekeeping, SEMA, big thing, number one thing. Few days away. We still have packing to do. We still have...
Yeah.
It's going to be a short trip for us. 4 days, technically, or 5 days.
5 days.
Essentially. That I am looking forward to, because back in the day, it used to be almost
10 days.
week and a half.
Almost 10 days last time.
It was a big process, but now we've managed to get in and out. And then
we would have technically been, in the old days, we would have been leaving tomorrow morning.
Yeah. No, we would have.
Yeah.
But also, I guess to touch up on that, there is going to be several new product showcases that we are going to be bringing with us to SEMA that people are going to see for the very first time. I was thinking about do we tease something? Do we not tease something? Coming up on,
because there are a lot of those. A lot of companies are teasing their products.
Yeah,
Rupa's there's tons of images of their new product. Autofiber's got some new products out.
Yeah,
a lot of different brands. Flex is teasing some stuff.
So I don't know what the right or wrong thing to do is. So, maybe I'll let you guys decide.
I say we just hold off until we're there.
Okay. All right. That's
fine.
We
just launch it that day.
That's fine. I agree.
Boom, boom, boom. Because we have a live scheduled for that Tuesday morning.
We do. Yeah.
So if you guys haven't marked your calendars yet, Tuesday morning, 9 a.m. Mountain Time. Yeah. Or no, 9 a.m. Pacific time, because we're going to be in the Pacific time zone.
Yeah.
So 9 a.m. Pacific, we are going to be launching and going around the West Hall and viewing all the new stuff in the detailing sphere from our brands. But you're going to get to see firsthand as Anthony Fisher debuts all these new products.
I think it's going to be pretty exciting. So, new products are on the horizon, and then we are, oh my gosh, less than a month away from Black Friday as well. So, two big things. New products, Black Friday, and then before you know it, it's Christmas, and then next thing you know, it's 2024.
Yeah.
That's scary.
I know. It's
crazy.
It's
scarier than Halloween thinking that it's going to be 2024. I really thought I was going to have a flying car by now. This is stupid.
Sorry.
Or like at least like a jetpack or something like that, right? Back when I was watching The Rocketeer as a child, I'm like,
I was where you were, but I was thinking of the 2000s. The early 2000s. Because in my head, at like 9 years old in 1989, I was like, of course, 2002, 2003, I could totally have maybe rocket boots, flying cars.
Something like that.
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool. Because because they started designing cars to look like that. Yeah. And so you're like, wow, the new 92 Buick Century is going to be, that looks like a spaceship. That's pretty sweet. The new Corvette Stingray concept. Yeah. Ooh. Man, you just put some folding wheels and that thing could fly, because then you had Back to the Future Part 2 come out in the early 90s and you're like, of course that's going to be, we're going to be there. This is going to be great. Or late 80s. I mean, that was what I saw. So it's same as you. Yeah.
So anyway, let's go ahead and jump into some questions here. We got 5 pages of love.
Look at that. I love it. Thank
starting
you
with Dan Pfeiffer with a good afternoon and a huge pre-SEMA word up from Minnesota, USA. Happy Friday Eve, gang. Looking forward to all the great SEMA content next week. Let's do this. I agree. Nice. Let us do this. We got Kimberly MC in the chat, Levi.
Says, I'm willing to go to keep up with Anthony's mics.
What's that mean?
I think she's just going to help you hold your mic. Or follow you around. I don't know.
Maybe. I lost a mic last year.
Last time,
and so that wasn't ideal.
So you need an assistant to help you find them when you drop them.
Well, no, what I need, honestly, is to not lose my voice, because that's what happens every year. Probably I think it's Wednesday.
Fisherman's Friends still. You need to grab some of those before you leave.
It's not even the Fisherman's
You're going to need something in your throat.
It's like I need more diaphragm practice.
Oh, yeah. You don't you don't speak from your diaphragm like I do. You speak from your throat.
I don't really know where I speak from, but I mean, I just need maybe more chest exercises, right? Like breathing in, breathing out, right? Maybe get a chiropractic adjustment before I go.
Hold your stomach when you talk.
Yeah.
Do that. Jay's Car Channel with a new video series idea, Ant Dog versus Gabe's Pressure Washer. First episode title, Is There a Choke on This Biatch?
And then it'd be very similar to like the Office Space scene where, I take a bat to the printer. But to the pressure washer.
Grant Hawtrey says Dane will be carrying on the TR SEMA tradition of his annual Naked Twister Toga party in Room 69 Caesar's Palace while playing his favorite rendition. Wow.
I wouldn't be surprised. But I won't be upset if I don't get an invite if he wants to just do that for himself.
Vasilis, because he wins at Twister all the time. Vasilis says, hey guys, any tips on applying quick body, appropriate towels, application method, how many sprays, immediate buff, and do I use a prep spray before applying? So if you've done a correction or something and you want to put a diamond body on or diamond body prep on first, you can do that. It will help quick body adhere better. It also cleans the surface a little better, so you don't have to worry so much. But it is a spray on, apply basically with a towel, and then buff it off with a dry rag. That's the easiest way with it. Now, you don't need to use a prep spray. You can just spray it on the panel and wipe it. But you're just going to get a better bond with using a prep spray.
Mm-hmm. The Joey Belinsky says, Sup TRC fam, got a bunch of compliments on my new shirt last weekend. No questions today, just here for a good time.
Very
Joey,
nice.
Happy to have you here.
Thank
Hopefully
you,
we
Joey.
can make you laugh, make you smile, make you cry, and a little bit of everything in between. Meridian Marmot says, surprisingly still alive at this point.
I know. He's getting ready for winter. He's got to get ready to hibernate.
He's stayed away from my Honda Civic, thank God. But
I'm surprised you haven't seen him.
That one, dude, it was so big, Levi. I don't even know. Like, it didn't look like it would survive long just due to the size, right?
It's probably the best thing about it, though.
Yeah.
So survive this long.
God, it's massive. What is the best TRC coating option for strong chemical, road salt, and marring resistance? What easy maintenance, self-cleaning, and resistance to clogging? DB36, CSL, XOV5, or Legend with Defender?
So you're going to get, each one of those is very different. And each one of those is
So let's break this down really quick. CSL, yes, to strong chemical resistance. Probably no to marring resistance, as it's a softer coating. Road salt, I'd probably say okay, it's probably pretty good as well. So good coating, chemically strong, all of that. It has great water behavior, may not have the best marring resistance when it comes to brushing snow off your car. Let's just say you have some grit on there in a wash. You don't have time to necessarily pre-spray it, so you have to just try to rinseless it. Maybe something happens there. Who knows? Diamond Body 36 does have strong marring resistance, has good, strong chemical resistance if you're not using an acid, right?
Yeah.
Which I think we can agree on there. And I would say self-cleaning of that is amazing. I mean, there's no denying that Diamond Body 36 probably has...
But it can clog easy.
It can clog easy, but it probably have some of the best self-cleaning if you can keep it clean and keep up to date on it. And then Legend, arguably probably the hardest coating of physically of all of them. So probably the most marring resistance, would have great strong chemical resistance, would not be as resistant to water spots and things such as that. But I do think it would be more resistant to probably clogging, but probably lack the self-cleaning behavior that DB36 and CSL and XOV5 would have.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the best way to probably summarize
I agree.
it. So, yeah, again, this is why we have three major coatings like we sell here, is because they all have like their strengths and weaknesses. So this is hopefully able to help you find what makes the most sense for you, because I don't really think the perfect coating exists out there, not yet at least, but I think that all three of them are fantastic. Jeff C says, can Defender be used on older trim that you are maintaining with solution finish and over the top?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I would say very much yes. All right. He shall remain nameless.
Kevin, George,
Tom.
Nathan, Tom,
Steve.
Yeah.
Happy Friday, Junior, from the sunny 74-degree south coast of Massachusetts. My Halloween sale package arrives today.
Ooh.
Can't wait to see the treats.
Ooh.
Very nice, man. Excited. And then he says, Joey, let's get off the rails today. And then Super Auto saying, happy Thursday, Team TRC and fellow podcast viewers. Dane is down with the Asian lady beetle funk I see.
Yeah, I think that they spread a sickness to him.
I think so.
Right?
Yeah.
Something like that. It was the wind. Is the wind chimes?
The wind chimes attracted them. Now, once they were in the house, what he didn't realize was that where he sleeps, he makes a very accessible spot for those beetles to enter.
Yes.
And so, who's not to say, for the last 2 weeks, they've been entering his body, slowly taking over. Just saying.
Poor Dane.
And then he had the pest control come out. What if, because they've been bonding with his DNA, he's gotten affected because they started spraying the poison around his house?
Oh yeah, so it's
attacking him.
It's attacking him, right?
Right.
The spray is negatively affecting him,
Yeah.
and so he has to stay away from anything that they spray. But they sprayed all of his fruits and vegetables because they're like, "Hey, if you're human, this won't harm you."
Right. And he said, "It's not going to harm me. I'm a human."
I'm human.
But he didn't know.
You know what this is like? It's like that scene out of Men in Black, right? Where
Exactly.
the guy, he's sitting there, he goes, "Who wants to drink the sugar water?" Right? But he's really a cockroach in the human body.
Correct. It's
There's
exactly
an
the same.
Asian lady beetle inside Dane.
Yeah. It's an Asian lady beetle wearing a Dane suit.
Or like it's like Peacemaker, right? With those butterfly things,
Yeah.
right? Remember
Yeah,
that?
the butterfly
Remember that?
things.
It's like that, but inside of Dane.
Yeah. They just crawl up, get in the ear. That's why I like to sleep with earplugs every night, because I just don't trust stuff.
Yeah, you don't trust them.
Yeah.
Earwigs, Asian lady beetles, all those things, right?
Yeah.
Lake Country's detailer here, Lakes Country detailer, said, "Good afternoon from rainy Minnesota Lakes Country. We had some rain yesterday, actually. It was pretty good stuff.
A lot of rain.
Umberto
saying hello, TRC team, and then everybody saying hello to Umberto and Justin Dean, Mountain Town Detail.
Grand Master of the Year.
Saying Merry Christmas, ho, 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 see you in a few days.
See you in a few days,
dude.
It's going to be a good time.
And then we got Great Dane popping in saying, hey, folks, I'll just be participating in the chat today from a safe distance. Thank you very much. Well, I'm glad you're staying away, Dane.
Yep. We wouldn't want to also turn into these Asian lady beetles.
Could you imagine if we were?
Yeah.
Just be crazy. It's like it's just like that one movie that Dane loves so much. The one where the dude...
Blade Runner?
No, it's a futuristic movie like that. District 9.
Oh, yeah.
He starts turning into...
Yeah.
Basically, that's what's happening to Dane right now.
Wild Ride says, hey guys, I got a few ceramic coating clients who don't hand wash at home and are going to go through touchless washes. I always advise them to avoid the polish wash due to the harshness of, I believe he's going to say, the chemicals. Any opinions or insights as to how these touchless washes and their different grades affect the coatings?
It depends on the washes. So if you're following our friends at Auto Wash, you'll learn that they use pH neutral soaps and all of their cleaning agents. Everything's pH neutral. So if you're in the Colorado area and they're going through auto washes, you're fine. The biggest thing is that they'll use acids or they'll use alkalis. Either one on the pH scale, very low or very high, to clean the surface of the vehicle on a touchless wash. They have to use a higher pH sometimes because they can't get it all off in that with that one shot. So the problem is those things do start to break down the car. Just like if you imagine you're washing with Anthony, if you were washing your skin with a high pH soap, you'd start to dry out.
Yeah.
Your skin would start to dry out and crack, and you'd need to lotion up quite more often. Same thing happens with car washes. The more often you take it through, the drying out of the paint and clear coat is what happens, and that's where it causes that. So having them get the polish wash is actually not too bad because it does add some lubrication, some moisturization back into it. The problem is that it's the folks that go through it often experience degradation quicker. Yeah. And Auto Wash's Instagram have tons of these instructional videos on that, and Dylan Von Kleist is the one behind those videos and doing those, educating you on that stuff. So it's kind of it's good information.
So I mean in general, touchless washes, I think they can be fine. It really depends on what kind of chemicals they are using. You could always ask that particular touchless wash and see if there's any information on what they're using. But yeah, it's just stronger alkaline, stronger acidic chemical mixtures on there. We're definitely gonna beat up the coating a little bit faster than anything that would be pH neutral. So just something to keep in mind. That's the trade-off, right? This is why detailers have return customers. This is why detailers stay in business, is because not everybody's going to hand wash their vehicle, but they do want the benefits that a ceramic coating offers. It just depends. At that point, it's in the customer's hands. If they choose to take it through a touchless car wash, you would give them the information. They say, cool, nope, I'm really willing to take the risk. I'm willing to do that. And then maybe in a year or two, I'll be back here for another quick polish and a recoat. And what's more money in your pocket?
And I've got friends that do that. They don't care. It's easier for them to wash their car, run it through a wash, and then pay me at the end of the year to polish it and coat it again.
Yep.
For them, that's just simple. Makes perfect sense. There's other people that they can't afford to do that. So really just get to know some of the car washes around the area that you're in. And that way, if you do have customers that ask, you can say, oh, yeah, no, I understand. But that way you're a little better versed in this wash does that. I'd recommend this wash. But you can also sell them product. You can sell them Diamond, Quick Body or C2V3 or Inspiration Defender. And you can say, hey, every time you go through that car wash, here's some towels, here's some product. Just go spray this on the surface. It'll help protect it better because it's similarly based to the coating that I've applied, and it's going to help support that.
Yeah.
So that's one you could do. But great question. All right, let's see here. I figure out where we are. I feel like Dane right now. All right. So we're on 5. Everybody saying, feel better, Dane. And then Sam Taylor with a, what's up, TRC fam? Hope everybody's having a rocking Friday Eve. And then, Gran F popping in saying, what's up, y'all? Customer, single stage black, and nothing there. Kirby says he's going to tell Dane to stay away from people and get well, but we'll see him at SEMA, meet up in person.
Nice.
Excited to see you, Kirby. And then Hans says, Abend, Dane. And then Malcolm, I haven't heard that one yet. Last week was Zachariah.
It was Zachariah. Yeah. Malcolm's good. I like that.
That is a good one. Kimberly saying, Dane. And then Kevin, Ken dropping the ladybugs. And then Hans saying, hello, TRC brothers. Darren popping in, saying, hello, my lovely people. And then Neil said, did you guys all bury Dane again?
No, we wish. That would have been funnier, honestly.
Yeah.
Hans says, the guy in the middle is missing. Must have been hanging out with his German friend. Maybe, Hans.
Possibly. Dane has a case of the toots.
Poor Dane. He's not even here to defend himself.
Yeah, Kimberly, Dane, you're not buried again, are you? And then Jamie, the ladybug transformation has begun. Jamie the cleaner sending the bug there again. All right. And then Malcolm, I feel the need to hear more about Dane's toga party.
Did we skip a page or
no? We're on that.
Okay, yeah. We're good. Okay.
I gotta go back. We missed that one. So yeah.
Okay,
that's where we're at. So. Yeah, Malcolm says, I feel the need to hear more about Dane's toga party in room 69. Maybe there will be a live Twitch feed.
There will definitely be a Twitch feed going on there, right? I think it's a paid Twitch feed, though, so you have to pay to get the link.
Kimberly asking if he's got swamp bugs. No, he's got an Asian beetle infestation in his home.
It's affecting his home and his home's value. Okay, in all seriousness, it's not really affecting his home or his home's value.
He noticed he's got some.
Last week when he said that, because I'm like, Dane, you have your infestation. He goes, Anthony, stop saying that you're gonna affect my home's resale value. I died, dude. I was dying.
It was pretty funny. I love that.
Oh my god. Spencer says, Anthony, I want to co-develop a towel with you. Imagine an Eagle 400/500 on one side and a Pearl on the other. Also, are we going to go ceramic coat some tractors after the show? Good idea. Maybe someday, Spencer, for sure. The biggest thing, I guess, touch base on that. The biggest thing when creating a dual-sided towel, or a towel that has one type of a weave on one side and one type on the other, typically those towels are bound together, sewed together, or glued together, right? Because that's how you're going to be able to get the backing of one towel to the backing of another. But the downside is during that process, right, if you have a 400 or 500 Eagle right on one side, it's going to be ultra plush, right? That side isn't going to be, it's going to be almost too malleable compared to the Pearl side. And while you may be able to reduce pressure points, it may seem like the best way to probably describe it is like a shag carpet, but with literally just a very short thing on, a short weave on the other side.
We've had towels of that high of pile and paired with a short pile. It doesn't always work that well.
Doesn't always work that well, but it's not, in theory, it's not a bad idea. And if I'm going to go coat some tractors after that, probably not. I'm probably not going to have my voice. I can't even talk to you over a tractor. I'd be like, Spencer, I can't talk. Something like that.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Auto Care HQ, Heather in the house says, hey, everyone. I hope you have a successful week at SEMA. Heather, thank you so much.
You.
We hope that someday you can come to the States and come check out SEMA for yourself. I really do think you would enjoy it. Joey Belinsky says, Levi, will you and Anthony, will you be taking Anthony trick-or-treating in Vegas?
I've tried. Every year I've tried to do this. But he says, some of the neighborhoods we've driven through in an Uber, he feels a little scared. You've said they're unsafe and that your mom said you weren't allowed to do that.
I think that most trick-or-treaters in Vegas this next weekend are going to be going to Crazy Horse 2 and 3.
True, probably.
Yeah. Real tricks and real treats there.
Ricky Tat says tricks and treats in Vegas.
Tricks and treats in Vegas, yep.
And then Jamie the Cleaner saying, nice choice of beverage today, MOS.
Yeah, you took it back. I haven't had an Arizona sweet tea.
I know, I haven't either. That's why I bought it.
Like, in about 10 years.
I wish this was an Arnold Palmer. They didn't even have that.
No Arnie Palmies?
No. So before the Q&A, we needed a bit of a pick-me-up.
Yeah.
So I said, Anthony, I'm going to run to the gas station right next door. Next door is the on-the-fly gas station. Down the street's the Jacksons, and I should have gone to the Jacksons because they have the things that I need for my next road trip.
Can you explain what On the Fly is as a resident here?
Privately owned C-store, convenience store.
Yeah.
It's a convenience store that I have gone to since I was a child.
And
I would ride my bike there to buy snacks, candy bars, and sodas.
Didn't they used to sell fishing worms there?
Yes. They had a fridge full of worms.
Yes.
That was the weirdest thing I remember as a kid going, who would want to buy it?
It was called On the Fly.
Yeah. Because it was for fishing.
Yeah.
And the guy was a big fisherman that owned it, and that's what it was. But when I went in, they had the weirdest selection of drinks. Yeah. And Anthony's like, oh, give me a Liquid Death. Okay. If I would have gone to Jackson's, we could have been drinking Liquid Deaths today. Yeah. But instead, I thought, I'll go over here to On the Fly.
Support local.
Yeah, next day, Nate and I cruise up there, and we're like, hey, we'll just check it out. And so what are you drinking?
I'm drinking an Aha. That's
the only flavored sparkling water I could find.
Not my preferred sparkling water of choice. They're not horrible. I've had them before. It just, I think they want you to drink it and go, Aha. And I just go...
Like you figured out what the flavor is.
Like, I would much rather be drinking a Waterloo, right? Yeah. I actually just finished with a Waterloo. But you know what? It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It's like brisk iced tea, right? Which I'm sure that place sells.
They probably do, but I didn't see it.
Brisk. It's
Point is,
good.
I got me a Diet Pepsi, and I got me an Arizona sweet tea.
Yeah. So when you're sitting back on the porch, watching the lightning bugs,
listening to the fan boats and the
Jamie the Cleaner, the swamp creatures, just out there and the toads and
just enjoying a nice cool sweet tea.
I imagine, what was it called? What was that cartoon called when I was a kid? The Rescuers?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It wasn't the Rescuers, the first Rescuers based in Louisiana.
The
Bayou, right?
Yeah. I watched it the other day with my kid, like a couple months ago with the kids. Yeah. It's actually pretty good.
I love that movie.
Yeah. There's the dragonfly that is the motor.
Yeah.
His name's Evinrude, which is the name of the motors on little boats. Like it's an Evinrude trawler motor.
Oh, that's funny.
So. Yeah.
Also a big fan of the Rescuers Down Under.
Yeah, that's a good one too. I like that they're riding in a sardine can on top of a seagull.
Did you know that movie Rescuers Down Under, it was my entire perception of Australia growing up until I was in my mid-20s. I was like, that's what Australia looks like. It is just
weird how movies when you're a kid,
wasteland.
It just puts that in your head, and you're like, that must be exactly what it is.
What I thought. Yeah. I mean, growing up, when you're even when kids are like, because it was just that vision. When people say, "Oh yeah, like Australia," I go, "Rescuers Down Under," right? And I'm visioning the wasteland with the snake and the pet salamander, whatever the heck that thing was, and that's all I could.
It just
ever
looks
think
hot
about.
To me.
Just hot and just uncomfortable, and nobody would want to be there.
Yeah.
Except for a bunch of old ex-prisoners.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Kimberly MC says, Levi, how's the Gates elbow?
Elbow's doing good. It doesn't hurt. My ankle hurts now. Yeah. So other than that, though, it's something new every day. It's just part of getting old.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. What do we got? I think we are currently on the right page, but just want to make sure. Yep.
I've not seen Dane as active in the chat. I know.
It's almost like he fell asleep. Well, remember, his arms are probably been shrinking and being replaced with 6, 7 other appendages that don't have the dexterity of fingers. So it might be that he's trying to deal with it. As soon as they stop growing, he'll be there.
Where do you think the transformation is happening?
His house.
In the massage chair.
Who knows?
Oh,
Bearded Hunter says, howdy, boys. What are you most excited for at SEMA this year? There's a lot of new stuff that is coming out. I think the most fun.
I think the answer he's looking for is that you're excited to see him.
The who?
You're excited to see him.
Hunter?
Hunter.
Is he coming?
The bearded Hunter, yes.
Well, okay. Well, then I'm most excited for that.
Yeah.
That I get to see Hunter showing up. But I'm excited for a lot of stuff. I'm excited to see the Rupes Polisher, the new battery-powered one, just to see how it moves around. I'm also really excited to see some of the newer offerings that Flex is coming out with. I'm really stoked to see some of that stuff. The new Lake Country polishers and pads that they're working on, because I know they've been working on some things. There's just a lot of cool little things that I've been seeing and hearing, and I want to be able to touch it.
Yeah.
What about you?
I'm just always excited just to mosey around. That's like my favorite thing is just because I have a hard time just standing in the booth. That's probably my biggest. It's just hard for me to stay in place. So I like to mosey around and check on, our neighbors around us at the booths and whatnot. That's what I enjoy doing. I just like going and saying hi and
I think that's the other thing is just seeing all the friends.
Yep.
Dino saying, "What's up, guys? What's up, Dino? Hope you're feeling better." Brian says, "Hey guys, could an order of liquid-free products / merchandise be delivered in South Africa by any chance? Thanks." Technically, yes. As long as there's no chemicals in it, yes, we could. You're going to have to reach out to support at the rag company and find out for sure, Brian. Yeah. They'd have to run it up the chain. Sometimes our web team forgets to add that feature on certain products, so it just disables it completely.
It's not that something is always impossible to ship, right? Especially without chemicals in it. I mean, that's very possible. It's usually justifying the shipping cost.
Yeah, sometimes our program doesn't like figuring that out.
Justifying the shipping cost, like is it worth sending this quantity of towels for this much money? Does it really make sense, or whatever it may be? But it doesn't hurt to reach out to support@theragcompany.com, ask them what can be done in order to get products delivered down there.
Yeah, especially if you got an idea of what you want and you put it in that order or in that list and say, "Hey, can I get this sent?" They'll be able to help you, and they'll give you a yes or no. Dear TR saying, "What's up? What's up, dear?" All right. Someone popped in there just now. Oh, all right, Dino. All right, everybody saying, Umberto saying hello to everybody. And then Darren saying, "Who doesn't love a tease?" And then Aaron from customer service. So there's one of the people you could reach out to. Saying, "If you have applied Solution Finish Trim Restore and cannot get your hands on over the top, is there anything else one can buy to seal the black stain so it won't come off?" Yeah, so honestly, a second application of Solution Finish on top of your primary application. Let it sit for a couple hours. Come back with a dry microfiber towel and wipe it off. That's usually all you need. It'll last for up to 2 years on the surface. After that, you can put whatever products you want on it. Any other sealants, you can put Bead Maker on it. You can put Defender. You can put Quick Body. You can do all that stuff. If you coat it, you might not be able to break through that until that coating has failed.
Correct.
So you may lock yourself in if you use Legend or something and you're kind of stuck, and the coating or the plastic will fade again, but it won't accept any more Solution Finish because of the coating that you've added. So I would say any of our sealants, CTV3, Bead Maker, Defender, any of those, SO02, any of those will work just fine on top. But I really, truly recommend a second application of Solution Finish over what you just did and let it sit for a couple hours and then wipe it off with a dry rag. That'll get the best thing. All right, we're moving here. Hold up. Let's see. All right, this is all right. We are flying.
I mean, that's the goal, right? So we can just talk about whatever we want to talk about here in the second half.
Yeah. Aaron says, "What else can one use to clean the oil, grease off of the trim that won't take the stain off?" So they're all pretty good. The thing about Solution Finish is it does resist a lot of that. You can spray, as long as you've allowed the proper application to dry and you've done enough to where the plastic won't absorb Solution Finish anymore, and it's like reached its limit, then it's pretty well loaded, and it
loaded.
does a good job of resisting a lot of the degreasers and all-purpose cleaners and things like that. So you don't have to worry about that. The key is a proper application. Sometimes that's 2, sometimes that's 3 coats of the product, and allowing it to sit and penetrate and truly cure. So that is the big one. Umberto saying, and as always on the live stream, Anthony having to go to the restroom.
Well, we were doing the live stream last year at SEMA, and I had been drinking I don't even know. Man, I had 3 things of water. I think I had a Monster. I had some type of energy drink or whatever it was. And so as we're walking around, I'm like, oh, Dane, I'm like, I gotta go to the bathroom. And he goes, well, we're on the live stream. What do you do? I'm like, I don't know, distract him. Yeah. Right? Go do something, Dane, and go be like, well, this is interesting. I'll run right in there. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
And so,
he just followed you into the bathroom.
Well, we're walking miles, right? And we're trying to stay hydrated, but also we're live streaming for 2 hours, right? I'm inevitably going to have to go to the bathroom, right? Didn't have time to put a catheter on, so, I have to figure out a way to make that work.
Well, this year we are going to be trying to focus heavily on the West Hall for the whole of SEMA. Yeah. Our plan is sorry guys, we're not going to go search some of the other halls. We really want to try and focus this year because we are a smaller team, so we can't have people away from the booth that long. So if you were enjoying that last year, the best thing is, though, you won't be that far from a bathroom now if you're stuck in the West Hall.
Well, absolutely not.
That'd be easy.
But I will tell you, if I had my Honda Moto Compo,
you could just hop on that and ride around.
Moto Compacto, I could just be riding around, but I would just leave Dane.
Yeah.
Anthony, I don't have one of those. So I'm like, Dane, come on.
Hurry up.
Run faster. Kimberly MC says, new IKE Multi Pro 12. Ooh.
Yeah.
I what? I don't
like to see that. Could you imagine doing rinseless washes with that?
That would be pretty crazy, Kimberly, wouldn't it? Vasilis says, hey guys, any tips on applying quick body?
Oh, we already answered that one.
Appropriate towels. Okay, we got that.
All right.
Superauto. Amazon has a plethora of Asian lady beetle, ladybug costumes available for y'all.
We should dress up like that one day just to have them.
Dane has consumed us with his infestation.
Speaking of, he's back. Here he is.
See, he only answers when we bring up something weird like The Rocketeer or Herbie the Love Bug. Great Dane Films says, The Rocketeer is a goated childhood movie for me, right up there with Herbie the Love Bug. Agreed, Dane. And then Neil White says, Epcot Center told me in 1989 that we'd all be living on the moon.
Yeah, right?
Now.
Exactly, Neil. And Darren saying, Dane in the house. Demo. Afternoon, Levi. The package is out for delivery today, so hopefully it'll show up. Those are the cookies he sent.
What kind of cookies?
I don't know. He sent us cookies, though.
Are they delivered yet? I would love to eat. I would love to eat one on the live stream.
We may have to have Glenn run over and look. Keep an eye out for some cookies.
Glenn, we may have to have you run over and check to see if there's any cookies.
That'd be great. Aaron, if you could find out for us.
Actually, yeah, Aaron's in here too, so that'd be amazing. Aaron, if you've heard anything, we would
check the cardboard box.
All right. Dear TR. Is that what that says?
Anyone want the new Rupes polisher now? I can't wait, guys, honestly.
It looks pretty
cool. I like that it lights up blue on the sides.
Does it actually?
It lights up like that. It tells you if there's battery. That's one of the things to let you know if the battery's fully charged.
When can we get one?
I don't know, but we're going to be playing with it because we're next to Rupes. So we'll be over there. We'll probably get the most seat time.
Be over there giving Jason Rose massages. I'm like, hey, Jason, so what do I got to do to get one of these bad boys?
Just keep massaging.
He's like, that feels nice, Anthony.
Todd comes over and asks for one too.
Yeah, I'm like, no, Todd, I'm not going to massage you, you weirdo.
Super Auto saying flying cars. Instead, we're putting warnings on Subway sandwiches that read, do not eat the wrappers.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true, Ken. That is true. Josh McKay saying, hi, guys. Hey, Ken. Dane says, I'm a big enough dork that my first tattoo would likely be an Art Deco poster-style Rocketeer. Just your whole back, Dane. Full back piece,
Well,
Rocketeer.
So what I want him to have the jetpack tattooed on his back with the piece of gum that the guy uses to plug the gas, the gas leak.
Yeah, because that works. High pressure fuel in a rocket pack. couple pieces of gum.
It was rocket fuel.
It's rocket fuel.
Not as high pressure. It's rocket fuel. It's actual rocket.
Well, I mean, the
fuel.
line's a high pressure line.
Yeah, but I mean, he literally just cinched that bullet hole up with a piece of gum, pats him on the back. He's like, "Go get her, Tiger!"
Yeah.
And I was like, "What?
You
Like,
can make him blow up,
crazy.
catch on fire."
Possible."
And then Neil White with Idiocracy predicted the future pretty well. Yeah, it's scary, isn't it? Ken saying to Umberto, laughing. And then Joey says, so we're adding a tattoo stop during our appointment day. Riggs 920 saying, what is the advantage of an all-in-one versus a polish followed up by a spray sealant other than a little time? Honestly, it's the time. So the biggest thing is a polish will provide you with, technically a polish is going to be two things. You're either going to do a one step on a car where you're using, and when I say one step, I mean one pad, one product. And then you're going to follow it up with a spray sealant of some sort or wax or something like that. An all-in-one, the goal of that is to create what we call an enhancement polish. And that is to brighten the clear coat up. And if it's a car that, let's say we use an all-in-one on one of Anthony's vehicles, that's pretty much all it needs. It doesn't need much more because it's in such good care. But if it's a car like that has never been cared for and has gone through 1,000 car washes, and the people just want to brighten the clear coat because of the dulling effect that the car washes caused, that is where an all-in-one will provide some shine, but it won't last because it's not fully corrected the proper way, or at least even if it got a one step where you were using something like the last cut and like a yellow wool, you could actively correct the finish and actually get some good correction out of it. Now, the newer all-in-ones on the market are providing some good correction. Uno Protect is still a beast when it comes to correcting and has pad-dependent cut, meaning you can increase the aggressiveness of the pad to get more correction. So the market is changing on the way that move between an all-in-one and a polish.
We're seeing more actual results out of an all-in-one rather than just filling everything, right?
Exactly.
Because back it was just kind of like, let's just, you're going to fill everything, you're going to add some protection, you're going to add some shine, but really it's just a filler. You're just filling mostly everything. But now they've focused on being able to not only cut, but actually give you results that will stay even once you take something like panel wipe and wipe it off. I mean, you're going to still see the same result, which is great. So Antoine Armstrong says, holy dry car Batman. I tested the 1500 drying towel and it's magic. Have the liquidator on desk next.
Nice.
The 1500 will definitely outperform the liquidator, so just an FYI, but we're glad you like it. We're glad you love it. It's an amazing towel. Let's see.
Dane.
What?
I'm pinning my sickness today squarely on Anthony. I love the guy, but I had not come into contact with anyone sick until he came into work sneezing up a storm at the beginning of the week.
Dane.
But he did have all those Asian lady beetles that he did come into contact with.
I think you were in contact with the beetles before my allergies, kicked in.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, I think perhaps I was allergic to the Asian lady beetles.
Maybe.
That had already begun burrowing inside of him.
Probably. Who knows?
Because he says I was sneezing at him or close to him, right?
Yeah. Well, there were a couple times he did sneeze in his face.
Well, because it was the beetles.
Yeah.
Right? I was allergic to the beetles.
Because you were talking to him.
Yeah.
That would cause that.
In all seriousness, Dane, we love you. And
I hope you feel better.
Sorry about that. I hope we can get over this.
Yeah. Ricky Tat, mystery boxes had prices displayed for 5 minutes and then they went away. One was like $169 down to $99, then another one was $218 down to $99. So I ordered that one.
Huh? On where?
Yeah, where, Ricky?
On our website? One was like $169 down to $99 and then $218. I don't understand what you're trying to say. Help us out. Harry Horsewife says, spoonful of honey will help with your voice.
When I had a sore throat, I had Darren's honey.
Did you really?
Yeah.
It cured you, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's also what cured your elbow.
Yep.
And now that your ankle's hurt, right?
Yeah.
You're out of honey.
I'm completely out of honey. I could be full capacity, but I don't have any honey.
It's like
I have honey. It's just not magic honey from the UK.
No,
and that lovely field.
Well, we don't know what was in that field, right?
Yeah.
But think about how many generations that field has been around for.
I know.
Think of the
Thousands.
history.
Well, and as a person who's
history.
been around for hundreds of years, I need a honey
Old
that
England.
is from a field that is hundreds of thousands of years old.
Yes.
Right?
Like, think about how nutrient-rich that soil must be.
I don't need honey from a honey farm.
Do you know how many people have fallen in battle on that island?
Right, yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how many, I don't know.
Clans have lived on there? Yeah.
Clans and different, like...
Farming.
Farm towns and, like, quaint little, like, Hobbit-style places, right?
How much coal dust.
Coal dust. I mean, revolutionary things have happened there.
All kinds of stuff.
I mean, seriously, the UK in general has a ton of history built into it.
Yeah,
and
that's the kind of honey I need.
Yeah.
It's
a healing honey.
You know, like the only other honey I can get that's close to that is the honey that my brother-in-law manufactures.
Yeah.
From his bees in his yard.
Well, where's that at?
That's in East Boise.
Okay.
That's the base of Castle Rock.
Okay.
So those bees are
pretty
from that.
Good.
Those bees are in the foothills.
Yeah.
They're the wildflower foothills, and that's the mountain right over here. And so that's where I can draw that energy.
Yeah, but Idaho is nowhere near as old as England by any means.
Well, the land is equally as old. The township.
I'm saying the experience that land has had is not as old, right? Mm-hmm. Again, think of the people that have fallen in battle there, right? Their bodies have decomposed, right, to create new flowers and create new life.
Not as many bodies is what you're saying.
Not as much nitrogen and other types of carbons and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, I like where this is going.
Yeah.
Grant Hawtrey says, Anthony, Tom Jones once said strong men's for a good voice. What's new?
I just can't do the Fisherman's Friends. They're just they gross me out, man. I want something else. Maybe I'll have Altoids on me.
Go. Spencer, gonna try to be funny here. That purple Porsche has been passed around more than the TRC Amex card. Oh, Spencer.
Yeah, we can't go there, unfortunately, and I don't think we have. It's not an American Express. I think
we're not that lucky
just
to
a
have
Visa.
American Expresses.
Scott Maddern says, "Good afternoon, everyone. I have a non-detailing question. I'd like some input on, of course. Scott, that's why we're here, right? Is a few inches of snow a good reason to skip my friend's wedding that is a 6-hour drive away?
Yes.
Honestly, how good of a friend are we talking, Scott?
6-hour drive. So let's say that's here to just past Salt Lake. Okay. If one of your friends was getting married in Salt Lake.
How close of a friend
and let's say
we?
a few inches of snow with you and your wife and child, would you risk it?
Are we sure there's a child involved?
I'm just saying, for you.
Oh, for me, yeah.
Yeah, if it was you and the wife and the child and you had to drive the 4Runner down there.
Yeah.
Would you chance it knowing that it was going to snow all weekend, maybe 3 to 4 inches tops, a few inches, but it was going to be snow the whole drive? Would it be worth it to you?
Man, probably
because you got to deal with a car wreck. What if there's multiple wrecks when you enter into Salt Lake?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
now you're stuck on the freeway for a couple hours.
Just in general, I mean, just driving for 6 hours to go to a wedding. You know what I mean?
You're going to stay the weekend.
I know, but at the end of the day, it's a wedding. I appreciate everybody that drove hours and hours and hours to come to my wedding. I really, really do. But if they would have told me, "Hey, I can't make it," because they knew they would have had to drive 6 hours in the snow, I'd be like, "Yeah, whatever. Yeah. It's all good. No worries."
When Carly and I got married,
I don't remember that day. I barely remember that day anyways, because there's so much going on.
We mostly just had family.
Yeah.
I didn't have friends show up.
Yeah.
I had like 3 friends. Carly had maybe 1 or 2. That was it. Like, we didn't have any friends there.
Yeah.
So,
I'm going to say you don't need to go.
Yeah, I'd say I'd not worry about it. If it's a few inches of snow and you don't want to have to, dude, you don't know. There could be accidents. What if a truck?
Well, hold on.
What if a couple trucks crash?
Is Scott married?
I don't know.
Scott, if you're married, did your friend go to your wedding?
Oh, there you go.
That's another thing you have to ask. Alex Dewar says, "Happy Friday Eve, TRC family. Have the best time at SEMA. rock those brooks and destroy those bathrooms. That's what I like to hear, Alex.
That's how you know he's a Grand Ambassador of the Year. He knows what's going on.
Anthony, don't lose any mics this year. Love you lots. Thank you, man. We appreciate your support.
David Boyce says Ego will probably show their new cordless electric pressure washer at SEMA. I saw Jason at Car Supplies Warehouse give a quick demonstration.
Ooh, that'd be cool to see.
And then Cease where week. Hola. What's going on? Dane just with a face. And then Deer saying, I would like to customize my LHR 15 casing. Anyone know the way to go? Hydro dip, maybe, if I want a custom drawing with a clear coat on top. Thanks, guys. You could do both of those things. You could hydro dip it. You could
wrap it.
Do it. You could wrap it. You could check out Buff Bright Skins. You can design your own skin and put it on there. It's basically like PPF. That's basically what it's made out of, is a PPF-like material. You can design your own logo.
I think a lot of those people out there that with the crazy custom, like high gloss, like really cool design, are usually doing hydro dip.
Some of them, yeah.
I think they're doing hydro dip, and I think they're hitting it with like a 2K clear after.
Yeah, you got to clear it.
And then I think it'll hold up pretty well. We have Darren that says, if that's the case, Dane could soon become a super villain.
Oh.
Ooh, a super villain to maybe a superhero.
Yeah.
Such as what? Grand Ambassador Man?
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Could you imagine the infestation that he brings?
Did you see the twist?
And he'd say, infestation!
Have you seen the twist in the recent Grand Ambassador Man? Like,
no, I didn't. I haven't.
I don't want to call it a scandal, but in the recent news.
Yeah, no. Tell me.
It's pretty crazy. So there was a twist, right?
Mm-hmm. I remember we were talking about there was going to be Darren was going to do something where he was going to interview him, or
we didn't know if Darren was Grand Ambassador Man or if Grand Ambassador Man was Darren, right?
Yeah.
But Darren made a call to Grand Ambassador Man.
What?
Right? Yeah. I said the same thing. I was blown away. They were on the phone together, right? And he was talking, and he says, "Hey, you're the best brother a guy could ask for," kind of thing, right? And I was like, brother is in like, hey, like you and me are like brothers, right? Like you're my bro, right? But no, I think
they share the same DNA.
They share the same DNA. I'm like, twins? I never saw that coming.
That's wow. That's like out of the movie Prestige.
It's like the movie Prestige.
Yeah.
It's like a soap opera. You know what I mean? Where it's like, what? There's two of them the whole time.
The whole time there's been two of them.
It's like something on Telemundo, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Love that.
Wow,
amazing.
I love that he tricked us that way, right?
I can't wait to see what's next.
Who would have thought? All right.
Dane says, I'm actually waiting for the pest control guy to show up.
Great. Hans says Dane is changing into a love bug. Check his back for black spots. And then Dane is transforming into a Beetleborg. Harry Housefly from
Dane,
what these guys
the
are saying,
love
Dane,
bug
you no longer need pest control. You now need a doctor. Hans hashtag the great Beetlebug. Dane, I love how Beetleborgs managed to be a cringier version of Power Rangers.
So Beetleborgs, what was funny is like it wasn't a bad show looking back. Like I think it wasn't that bad, but I mean that was a straight knockoff. I mean like it couldn't get any more blatant than that. Further details says, should I restore trim with solution finish and over the top before or after coating the paint? Don't want to coat the trim.
You're really going to be fine either way.
You're fine either way. You can always just do a quick little tape line just to protect yourself, right? I mean, if the solution finish over the top gets on the coated paint, it's not going to hurt anything. You're just going to wipe it away, right? If the solution finish or over the top gets on the paint before coating, but after polishing, it'll also still just easily wipe away. So I don't think
should be fine.
I think you're going to be fine.
Hans says I would do that. That way you'll wipe off solution finish if it hits the paint a lot easier. I would do it after. Yeah. And then Hans says let the coating cure for a few hours first, though.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
And Lake Country says, what do you mean clogging when talking about coatings? They just get dirty, and they're not fully cleaned properly. So when they clog, we say this, and it's specifically towards certain types of coatings. So carbon-based coatings. So SIC-based coatings like OptiCoat and Diamond Protec. Those coatings are more, if you take all right, here's how we're going to say it. Is SIC coatings, silicon carbide, which is OptiCoat, Diamond Protec, similar to that. Then you've got SiO2 coatings. You guys have probably heard that. That's a number of other types of coatings. Majority of coatings are SiO2s. Think of them like cheese, right? You're putting a piece of cheese, a slice of cheese, on the side of your paint. And then you drive around with that cheese on your car, and it gets dirt, and it gets grime, and it gets all this stuff. Well, you need to clean the cheese. When we clean that on the SIC coatings, that's where clay comes in. That's why we say clay the surface every 6 months to a year. That's where we say use either an acid or an alkali, depending on what that coating really likes. So a low pH soap or a high pH soap to wash the surface. Once you've done that, then that cheese is clean again. An SiO2 coating doesn't do that. It doesn't leave all the junk and grime on there. What it does is it starts to turn to Swiss cheese. So it gets holes, it gets pockmarked. So you have to use a topper. You have to use a spray sealant of some sort. After you've cleaned the coating, you have to spray something on that surface to fill those holes to continue the life of that product. So those are the differences. One, we have to get all the gunk off the cheese. But once we've done that on both of them, the difference is that an SiO2 coating usually has little holes, which is why you see reload agents. You see coating boosters or ceramic soaps to add to the coating. It's because of the holes that happen on the surface. And you're just filling those back in. Now we're talking microscopic holes. They're not giant holes. They're just small. And that way you can keep that, it refreshes the hydrophobics. It does a lot of that stuff. But the same thing happens when we clay the surface and we just wash the surface. That's why SIC coatings are much longer lasting and a little more durable and usually don't have a need for toppers. You can add toppers, but there's never a need. So when we say like, well, you don't need to do that or you don't need to do that, it's because it's usually an SIC-based coating. Hopefully that helps. All right. Whoops. Where are we at? All right. Antoine. Looking at tire dressings and trying to figure out, do I go solvent base or water base? Any suggestions? Water base, Antoine. Water base you're going to have a lot more fun with. You're going to be a lot easier.
A lot safer.
Yeah, a lot safer.
Super Auto says, Dane is more like Stacy Keach transforming into Smoking Lizard in Cheech and Chong's Nice Dreams. And then Darren says, oh, update for a few weeks back. Shirt garters, ... 100%. Work just have to make sure not to sit down too fast.
So is it literally a strap that goes from the back to the front up under the junk?
Is it? I don't know.
Darren, is that what that is?
We need to know more details.
Jeff C., if applying Diamond Body 36 and Diamond Glass, which do you do first? Which one do you use on the rubber window seals and gloss black plastic trim? So Diamond Body 36 you can use on the plastic and the window seals. I don't recommend you do it, but you can.
I mean, if you can avoid it, it's just...
Yeah, it doesn't need it.
That's where window seals and trim and things like that, that's where when you're using like a touch-up spray or like something like Bead Maker, you could go to town. You could spray the crap out of those with something like Bead Maker, and you're never going to have an issue at all whatsoever. Yeah. But the second you coat with something like that, you're kind of making that a little bit more permanent, right? You're going to prevent that window trim and that plastic from maybe possibly being restored in the future. And if it doesn't necessarily need to be coated over, then you don't need to. I mean, I would just...
Yeah,
I would just coat everything but that, and then in a couple of weeks when you go to give it its first wash and you want to follow up with something like Bead Maker or Dream Maker, then spray that over the car. Give it a Bead Maker bath, and I'm sure everything will be protected that you missed. Here we go. Next up, we have Super Auto says, Darren, do they clip to your shirt tail and over the calf socks?
Is it attached to the socks?
Yeah.
All the way down. All right. Well, that's 2:59. I think we'll stop it right there.
Rest our voices. Yeah. And so here, after these next few messages from us as the TRC Dream Team here, we'll be back to answer more of your detailing questions and hopefully find out what is going on with Dane, the ladybug, the Asian lady beetle hennin. So stay tuned. We'll see you in a little bit.
We'll see ya.
There we go. And start talking like this. All right. And
freedom to choose from brands around the world in any color or microfiber towel you want.
As long as it's red, white, and blue.
Amen.
And cut, that's a wrap. Good job, team. Yeah, good job.
All right. That was fun.
yeah, it was a lot of fun. You coming to party tonight?
Yeah, I'll be there. Just gotta get a change of clothes and snag my backpack from the warehouse, but I'll be there.
Hell yeah, man. See you there.
You got it.
Do you like Ghostbusters? Yeah. Yeah, that's the one. How about 20% off?
Kind of spooky in here.
Hello? Anybody?
Must have just been the wind or something.
There you are. Guys? Come on, guys, this isn't funny. Guys?
Stop!
Hello, Ghostbusters. No, we're serious.
Great, because I have a ghost in my warehouse I need taken care of.
You do?
Yeah, I've called every other emergency service and no one has been able to help. They don't take me seriously.
Non-believers, they're more common than you think.
So you can be here? I need someone out right now.
Yeah, we can do it. We'll be right there.
We got one! Yeah! Awesome!
Well, now what do we do?
Suit up.
Are your guys' packs fitting okay?
Yeah.
Let me see
Mine
yours.
fits great.
Yeah.
What about yours?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's good, Dave. It's fine. Let's
It'll
get
be
going.
great.
So what's the plan? Are we walking or?
no, I already took care of that.
Whoa, Dane! What? You made the flex look kind of cool.
It is cool. It was cool. It's always been cool.
It was never cool. Let's go.
I am impressed.
Oh, thanks. Dane, this thing is sweet. It's like we're official Ghostbusters.
Yeah, man, that's the idea.
I know. Enough talk. Let's get going. Come on.
Dane, I don't think that's gonna.
1 second. I'm sure I can.
No.
Take off the backpack.
Yeah, it's not gonna fit. But
Let me get you out of there. All right.
put that in the back, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Good
Yeah.
idea. Dane, go!
Jeez, guys. Jeez. Let me do my thing. All right, here we go. All right, we're going.
Get out. Oh, can't believe we got stopped. Sorry. Sorry. Hurry. No. Come on, we gotta go. Take your time. Yeah, just walk real slow. Well, Dane, I can't believe you made a stop so you can get a haircut.
Oh, yeah, Anthony, because your stop was so important.
Dane, that needed to happen. But I suppose the good news is that we're here.
Yeah? Yeah?
Glad you guys made it.
Oh, Jesus, where'd you come from?
Well, Aaron was last seen going into this warehouse here.
Wait, so you didn't see a ghost?
Well, I mean, not exactly.
Then why'd you call us?
Well, this place looks sketchy as hell. There has to be ghosts inside.
Yeah, he has a good point there.
I mean, we can check it out.
We are dressed up.
Yeah, we'll go inside.
Great. Good luck with that.
Is he wearing Brooks running shoes?
Must be.
He's sure moving.
I am so thirsty. Why don't we stop for sodas? Yeah, but we made enough stops already.
Yeah, I am getting kind of hungry too. Maybe we can start for tacos after this?
I like that idea. What about Express Cafe? Could get some cake donuts.
That'd be nice.
So I really like carne asada tacos. I also like chicken tacos. Also, a big fan of chimichangas.
Yeah, I like just plain asada tacos. I'm a big fan of chicken fried steak. Dana, I don't think that's a taco. It's an Express Cafe staple.
You know, for only being Ghostbusters for like 20 minutes, I feel like we're doing a pretty good job.
No, Hold on, calm down.
I'm out. Listen, I signed up for tacos. I signed up for dress up. I did not sign up to hunt ghosts.
Ghosts are in the name, dude. Yeah, stop being a baby. You're with us. We can get tacos after. Let's just get this done.
Promise we'll get tacos after?
We'll get tacos after. Yeah, turn around, let's go.
You guys hear that?
No, you're fine. It's probably just the wind.
I think we should leave.
I think it's okay. Come on, keep going. Keep going. We got it. We're fine.
How about 20% off? How about mystery boxes?
My light's dead. Dane, give me yours.
Hey!
Anthony, open the box.
I'm not opening the box, Dane. You open the box.
I can't.
I'm not opening the box.
We could all open it together.
Okay.
Welcome back to the second half of Q&A Thursdays, Thursdays, where we'll be answering your detailing questions and questions about life and everything in between. As you know, we are still in the box.
Stuck in the box.
Where will we be?
I don't know.
Christmas.
I hope we don't end up somewhere where we don't want to be. I hope it's something fun.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, something scratches on the box. It scares me.
Yeah.
You know.
But we'll figure it out. I mean, as far as food and whatnot goes, I mean...
Yeah, it's weird. We still get drinks and stuff.
Dane was able to somehow escape here and...
He didn't escape. He's actually stuck up in the corner. He doesn't know why. He's stuck up there.
Ladybug powers, right?
I was telling Anthony that I remembered a cartoon. Can't remember what cartoon, so maybe you guys can help me out with this. But there's the ladybug that is wearing a bowler hat and smoking a cigar. And it's a cartoon of... I feel like it's almost like Wreck-It Ralph or not Wreck-It Ralph, but it's like bumps into somebody and thinks it's a ladybug, but it is a ladybug, but it's a very tough guy ladybug. And I'm imagining that is what Dane, hopefully when he's done with his metamorphosis, will become.
Yeah. I remember though, it's like he's like smoking a cigar, he has his hat on.
Yeah.
What was that?
He's like, hey, watch it, bub. Like,
what was that?
I can't remember. I tried looking it up on my
about.
phone, but it only brought up the cartoon ladybug and not that one.
Yeah.
So
let's see. We're back a page, I think, or where are we at?
Right here to Dane. As long as I'm not like Jeff Goldblum in The Fly, we're good. I don't mind being Jeff Goldblum, though, in most other movies.
Dane is a big Jeff Goldblum fan. We have Wild Rides here. Oh!
$10 Canadian Super Chat. Thanks so much for your detailed answer. You guys rock.
Thanks, man. We appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Too.
And then Dane's Backyard Rubbish.
That's an old account.
Yeah, this is a very old account. It says, who let Dane out of the box?
Like I said, he's not out of the box. He's literally he's scurried into the corner. And I don't know why. He's too busy, he said. Then Kevin popping in saying, shout out to Lucas and customer support.
Kevin, Lucas is awesome. We appreciate that. Thank you for the kind words. Vasilis K says, my current glass sealant was applied 8 months ago. For this winter, I want to try diamond glass. How do I prep the glass for proper application of diamond glass?
Pretty simple. You can either buff the glass with any of your favorite polishes.
Like if you want to use clarity cream or whatever it may be.
Yeah. Use that, or then use diamond glass prep and then coat it with diamond glass.
Yeah. It's pretty straightforward. I mean, yeah, if you just want to remachine polish something, you can. You want to hand polish it, you can. But the application is very easy. I mean, diamond glass disappears on its own. I mean, it goes into the glass. It's crazy. So,
and even though it says one coat, I do recommend 2 coats for proper coverage, just to make sure that you properly got every square inch of that glass.
Correct.
Coated. So do 2 coats, and I literally quarter it. So do half the glass, apply it, go to the other side, do the other half, overlap the center, and then let it absorb. Usually takes about 5-10 minutes. Grab your dry towel, wipe it off, and then get your next layer and apply it a second time. And then do the same thing, and that's it.
Agreed.
Simple.
Dabbler Details says the Dane slander is out of control. It's not slander, it's love. It's just
love.
It's just love for
We're
Dane.
also accepting who he's turning into.
Yeah. That's how good of friends we are, right? Is noticing what's happening and saying, that's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
We love you the same.
Yeah, well, we're still going to hang out with you. We're still going to ride in your car with you.
Nothing changes here. We
still going to get lunch.
I don't like your extra limbs.
Yeah, they're creepy.
They're kind of creepy, and I don't really want to see your wings. That also freaks me out as well. But other than that, though, still love them. Larry Seelman says,
just turns into a fan. Like his wings flap so hard, he becomes our new fan boat motor.
Yeah, it's just Dane standing there, right? Yeah. He's like, he's like nobody's up on the with his parachute. We had the idea of him on the parachute. We had parasailing Dane on a fan boat. Benjamin Lott
Larry
says,
Singleton saying, "What is up, TRC fam? What's up, man?" There you go, Benjamin Lott.
I have a non-detail related question. Levi, did you work at the knitting factory in the early 2000s? I was in a local band that played there, and you are super familiar. Thanks, guys.
Benjamin, I did. That was one of my many jobs.
I can see the smile on Levi's face.
Early 2000s. So yeah, I worked there from literally 2002 until 2018.
Yeah,
pretty much. I was the longest tenured employee at the knitting factory.
Yeah,
I beat out everybody. And I was a part-time employee. I worked in the marketing department there, and I did that. That was an easy gig, but I did start on the floor back when it was the Big Easy, and I was a roadie there. But I was known as a gopher, so I used to gopher stuff.
You had to get a gopher. You were a gopher for plenty of different bands.
Tons of bands.
And people that, where they say don't meet your heroes, you met a lot of these heroes.
I met a lot of them, hung out with a lot of them.
Yeah.
I remember once going to tell the Strokes that their bus was leaving because they were still partying in one of our green rooms back in the day.
Yeah.
And I told the lead singer, walked in, I was like, hey, you need to round up your crew because your bus driver is mad and says he's leaving. And he's like, oh, man. And then proceeds to hand me a pack of double stuffed Oreos. Mm-hmm. And then he proceeds to black out.
Oh.
And go do one of these. Just go goes, oh man, hands it to me, and then goes, whoop. That was after when they had just done their show here in Boise at that time.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Fun times.
Yeah.
Rock and roll, baby. The Great Dane Film says, I'm just saving the memory of all this Dane slander for a rainy day. Taps forehead. Oh, Dane.
Benjamin, what band were you in? That's the other one. I probably was there for that one. Grant Hawtrey says, I'd take treats from Elvira. I don't have any of those, man. Sorry. Well, I'll make sure we're on the right. All right. Further details. Saying sunroof, side glass, rear glass. Do you recommend only Diamond glass, or does Diamond Body 36 work? So, Diamond ProTech will tell you to use only Diamond glass on glass. But I will tell you this. On a number of cars, I have used Diamond Body 36 in a pinch on side glass. Side glass. Rear glass, I still recommend Diamond glass. Front glass, I still recommend Diamond glass. I will say Diamond glass is much easier, because what happens is Diamond Body 36 and Diamond Body on glass, they get really static electricity. They generate a lot. Yeah. I don't know what it is, but it's like you take your towel and you're wiping it off the paint, you're fine. But if you put it on the glass and you go to wipe it off the glass, your towel starts making little lightning bolts. It's just super staticky to remove. So there might be something chemically in it. It doesn't play well that way. So I just know that's what it does. You can still remove it. It makes you work to remove it a little more because of that static electricity on there. So I just keep it that way. Diamond glass on the front and the back. You can use Diamond Body on the sides if you want, but I'd recommend Diamond glass just because it's easier. Wipe off's much faster. Dabbler saying, don't worry, Dane. We'll check out these clubs everyone's talking about and leave Levi and Anthony by themselves. There you go. That's a good idea. Dabbler's going to take Dane out. Dane sends a heart. Brett G, is there any downside to soaking towels in R2R for more than a week? Thinking of soaking them between washes rather than running small loads. Brett, the only thing is it might smell.
May begin to pull a little bit of color for being that long. So you might pull a little bit of towel dye. But yeah, I mean, you can. I think I mentioned here a couple days ago that there's certain towels you may have to soak for several days, but I don't think I've ever let anything sit for a whole week.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
And then Dane, Gilberto Charpentier. Greetings from the Czech Republic. Great product, TRC, and best of luck at SEMA. Can't wait to see the new updates. Thank you,
Gilberto.
Man.
Appreciate that.
And Dane says, I was more of a Rescuers Down Under kid myself. Says, yep, that tracks, Anthony. Pretty sure the prisoners didn't want to be there. Prisoners didn't want to be there or be prisoners either.
You know, we don't know that, Dane.
Then Neil White.
Dane looks like Jeff Goldblum in The Fly.
Dino, talking about bugs, I have a bug in my stomach from Monday and still going about 15 to 20 times a day to the toilet.
Oh, my God.
Dino, I am so sorry. Last week he was saying he was going to the doctor because his stomach was killing him. So I'm sorry, man.
That's not fun, dude.
Darren, all I can picture now is Dane looking like the ladybug from the old... Maybe that's what it was. Maybe it was Bug's Life.
No, it wasn't Bug's Life because I know what you're talking about with that.
It was like a mean-looking,
I know, but there was a ladybug with a cigar.
Yeah, he's like, arr!
What was that?
That's what I was thinking. No.
Was it Bug's Life?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Demo says we really did. You all should have put Dane in the crystal ball today. I know. I'm sorry.
I know. We dropped the crystal ball there.
Randall Gerlander just bought a Ram 1500 that was poorly paint corrected and then ceramic coated with Adam's 7-year graphene coating. How do I fix this? Please help. Randall, you just have to polish all that stuff off.
Repolish it and recoat it.
Rebuff you just got to buff the whole car.
That's the answer.
Yeah. Who knows? You might get lucky. It might come off easy. Maybe they didn't apply it properly. Nate Marcy with a $20 super chat. Thanks for the advice on stripping my FTWs and gauntlets of sealants. I soaked and changed the water and rags to riches till water stopped discoloring. Bought one of every drying towel as a backup plan in case that didn't work. Thank you, Nate. Well, I'm glad it worked for you. That is awesome. And Grant Autry saying, Levi, it's like Lethal Weapon 3. I'm getting too old for this. Yeah, it sucks, man. It's just what it is. And Kaiju King I heard the other day, I was thinking Anthony was talking about smearing with XOV5. I had the same problem. Any idea what it might be that causes that? The smearing issue you were running into with the V5.
I heard the other day Anthony was talking about smearing with XOV. I had the same problem. Any idea what might cause that? I think that at that moment, I was trying to figure that out for myself, because I'm like, was it an overuse of product? Was it that I let the product sit for too little, sit for too long? I guess what I think I did is I may have over applied, but I think I may have wiped off too soon. And because basically when I was looking at it for it to cross-link. I was looking at it for it to start sucking up into the clear. And basically anything that was left on the surface, right, any liquid on the surface was now starting to bead up. And I'm like, okay, that probably should be fine. It could have sat for a little bit longer, perhaps, right? Maybe it was just that it was extremely soft at that moment or whatever it may be. But yeah, I was chasing those for quite some time. But again, that little spritz of that distilled water and O&R mix just onto a towel wiped it up perfectly and beautifully, and there's literally not a towel mark or anything on that entire hood, so it looks really, really good. But I don't know exactly. I think XOV4 had probably the same issue, maybe, but maybe nobody would really notice it as much, because in normal lighting, there's no high spots there, right? You've wiped everything. It's when you're directly looking down at the light that you have on a headlamp is when I started seeing small directional white marks around my figure of light, and that's where I was starting to go a little crazy with it. But yeah, I don't know. Grant Hotry says Anthony liked to check out other booths. Check out others' booth a week before SEMA.
I don't know what he means by that.
I don't know what that means.
Custom corrections. Good afternoon, everybody. I recently picked up the Last Cut Plus and Final Polish. They work great. My question is, should I still get the Last Cut for those one steps or as a medium cut compound? I would get Last Cut because it's the most versatile out of those. Last Cut and Last Cut Plus. Last Cut Plus, or Last Cut and the Final Polish are my two favorites. Last Cut Plus, I find that I don't need that as much. I don't do a lot of cutting, so I don't use it as often as I would use the Last Cut. So I find that if you buy the Last Cut, you'll find yourself using it more and more and more.
I still am I have the Last Cut Plus. Again, people need to remember the Last Cut Plus was designed for high heat and rotary use.
Yeah, and for that extra 10%
for that
that
extra
you couldn't
10% of cutting that you wouldn't have gotten before. But I think people thought, okay, well, the Last Cut Plus, that means it's a better overall compound. It doesn't mean it's a better overall compound. It just means that it was able to cut faster and it could withstand higher heat without getting dried out. But really, the Last Cut Original is still going to be the cream of the crop. I mean, that is still the GOAT compound, and everybody should have that bottle in their regimen, or everybody should have that bottle in their cabinet, because the Last Cut is phenomenal. And then the Final Polish, those two, can't go wrong with those two products. But I think people see the Last Cut Plus and they go, oh, that's just a better version of the Last Cut. No, it's just a different version.
Yeah. So I'm working on that 84 Toronado single stage white and heavily water spotted. And so I'm buffing those water spots out because I acid washed it. Nothing came out because they're that old. So they're just etched into that paint. So I probably should have wet sanded the whole thing with 3000 grit and then buffed it out. But I found that I was wishing that I had some Last Cut and Last Cut Plus, because I'd had hardly any left and I ran out. So I switched and used some Swiss Vax Strong.
Yeah.
Good product, but I was noticing it was drying out a lot faster than Last Cut Plus was used to. So it was being able to go like from one and then go straight into a different one and go, this is good. Wipe off's nice, works great. But seeing how fast that product dried compared to Last Cut Plus, it was like, oh, that's why it stays so wet. It's great.
Yeah.
So, all right, Dino saying, thanks, Levi. My middle ear feels better and I can walk normally now and straight. But now I'm sitting on the toilet whole day almost, so hope to get healthy over the weekend.
I am
sorry, Dino.
Dino, hopefully you're still eating enough to keep your nutrients in, right? Aaron says, best LED garage light. My new house has a two-car garage, and it is such a breeze when doing in a controlled environment during outside in the elements for detailing. Okay, check out, dude, there's
like the Barina light setup.
The Barina lights are
You can still get them on Amazon for cheap.
Yeah,
you get a 6-pack of them for $50.
Do you want to hardwire in the LEDs? Do you want to your existing outlet? Do you just want to have a wall mounted?
Yeah, the Barina's on LED. It's on Amazon. They're an LED light. You get a 6-pack or an 8-pack. There's different lengths, different sizes, different color temperatures, and they're anywhere from $50 to $75 for 6 of them.
More than that.
They're pretty good price.
Yeah, it's pretty good price. I have in my garage. They're called Sunco wraparound lights, and I mean those are freaking bright, and I love them. And those again can be daisy chained once you have one of them hardwired in. So I hardwired in, I think 3 of them. And then I have 3 more daisy chained off to the back of those, and dude, my garage lit up. It looks good.
And I have old bay lights from the rag company here in my house, and those things drink electricity like nobody's business. So I'd like to switch those out for some LEDs. But I've loved them the last few years. I got tons of light in my garage. Yeah. So, and then Aaron for detailing. Dane saying the Compacto Cedo cuz. And Super Auto bought a few of the orange TRC gym towels. Love them, but one of them now has several dark spots on it. I tried APC as a pre-wash and that didn't work. Soaked in R2R and didn't work either. Thoughts? What did you use them for, Ken? The bright orange TRC towels, but they now have dark spots on them.
But one of them.
I don't know. You send me pictures.
Yeah, that's strange. Fortunately, they're affordable, so it may not be the worst thing in the world. Further detail says, have you guys tested out the DIY detail coatings at all? Anything from that line you really like? I have not used any of the coatings.
I have the coatings, but I haven't used them yet.
So, I've used every product in the DIY detail line.
It's a good product. Like, the products work. They do everything.
We have nothing bad to say about the products at all. I think everything works as necessary. I think that certain products, there's certain holes in the line where I wish there was a product that was able to exist there to make certain things easier. But for example, they really do need like an interior cleaner, like just a basic interior cleaner. They have
they say that all clean diluted makes a great interior cleaner, and
I just want like a standard interior cleaner, and I also want a standard quick detailer, right?
Yeah.
Those are 2 things missing out of their line that I think they need. But all the products are great though. I mean, the Incredible Suds, awesome shampoo, man. That's a great shampoo. I think their APC is pretty good. I think that their glass cleaner is pretty good. If it didn't spill everywhere, I dropped like half of mine.
No, I like the glass cleaner. I like a lot of the stuff in the line. Like I said, it's a good brand.
Just good stuff. Yeah.
Julina, any videos coming with the new engine blaster? I just picked one up during the Halloween sale and would love to see how it's recommended to be used. There's a video on all the blasters on our YouTube channel that Anthony does. And there's B-roll of it, but we don't specifically use it on a motor. Like we do around a motor, but we don't make it specific how to use it on an engine.
A bunch of different things. But what we'll probably do here is once we get out of the craziness of what the SEMA in the last few months have been, because we just got our studio back literally 2 weeks ago from being filled with boxes. We're going to try to get some more videos of more cars getting into the shop here and showing how to use a lot of these other tools in just a more free format video, because I think that's what most people want to see. And we'll make sure to, get that going here once things settle down. Grant Hawtrey says, I watched the Rocketeer on the plane over from the UK when I moved to New Zealand. Interesting. Okay.
Han says, yikes, the new Rupes tool is almost $1,000. Yeah, prices are getting up there.
That is up there, isn't it?
Dave Detail, I purchased the Air Blaster from Clean and Shiny UK. Amazing. I've been using a cheap one off of Amazon, and the difference in power was crazy. Nearly took my nipple off dusting myself. Good to hear.
That's great, man. Glad you like it, dude. And just like that, Anthony tries to reverse Uno the blame for his sickness back onto me. Oh, Dane. I would never. Vasilis says, thank you for all your help. Happy to help, dude. Super Auto, Levi.
Oh, Super Auto. By the way, I think the sweaty gym towel got missed in the bottom of the basket on laundry day, and the spots are mold. The fix is in.
Well, there we go. Okay.
That makes sense. Well, and then Dane says, yeah, I'm thinking that will require actual mildew remover, rinse, then follow up with a typical
Or just maybe
wash.
some, what's it called? A little bit of vinegar, distilled white vinegar.
Yeah, just some vinegar will probably take care of it. Jeff just wanted to mention that KCXT worked great on removing the PPF adhesive adjacent to the plastic trim. Much safer than Ulex, just takes a bit longer.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. That's the goal, right? It's going to be a little less strong than Ulex, so that would be safer on those types of surfaces.
Yeah.
Ricky Tat, mystery boxes last week. All were $99, but there was a retail value with a slash next to them that someone updated and removed. Wondering if that was legit.
There was a retail value with a
So on the
slash
website,
next
he
to
noticed the change, that it changed automatically or something.
Maybe it was a mistake. Maybe there's a price mistake when they were doing it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's
I
strange.
would have to ask, but I don't know.
Yeah, no, they were all supposed to be $99.
Yeah, they're all $99, so for sure. I don't know. Yeah. Great Dane says, yep, Jeff C, that's what it's there for. And then Great Hotry says, Chuck Norris once asked Levi for directions because he knew a wise man when he saw one.
That's right. That's right. Hunter, what Brooks are you all wearing for SEMA week? I just picked up a pair of the new Ghost Maxes to go with my glycerins for next week. Ooh. So, Hunter, I'm going to be wearing my Ghost Maxes to and from the booth. Anthony, what are you going to be wearing to and from the booth?
Levi, thanks for asking. I'm going to be wearing my Auroras.
Ooh, the new Brooks Auroras.
Yeah, these are, I don't know if they're necessarily new. I think they're this new color, new to me. But I've been saving those. I keep them pure for that walk over. Because I really do think I'm not going to, because I don't know if people know this yet, but we have some new shoes.
We do have some new shoes.
For the booth this year.
We'll just say they're not Brooks.
They're not Brooks, and they're arguably not as comfortable as Brooks by any means.
We don't know why.
We might. What we'll do, Levi?
Yeah.
We'll walk over to the booth
in our Brooks,
but we'll have our shoes hanging over our shoulders, like tied together by the laces, so we'll look cool, but we'll be in our Brooks walking. So when we get to the booth, we'll change shoes.
Yeah, I see that.
Because can you imagine walking in the other shoes all the way?
No, I couldn't. I don't know whose idea it was to do that.
That's just crazy idea.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But no, Bearded, the Ghost Maxes, I'm excited to wear mine. My dad bought a pair of Maxes and glycerins for SEMA week because he's going to be there. Dane's got a new pair of Ghosts.
Yeah.
That he's probably going to be wearing. Probably packing his other glycerins that he likes or his Calderas.
Yeah.
You know.
You should. Anybody that's going to SEMA should be walking around in comfort. Focus more on the comfort and less on the style. Trust me, you'll thank yourself because it's gonna, your feet are gonna be hurting.
And then
Great Dane says, I wish we were wearing Brooks this year for SEMA. Sadly, we've been supplied with some stylish but not comfortable shoes. Dane, you sound ungrateful.
He is ungrateful for them.
No,
we are grateful for what we've got. I have modified mine with cushioned insoles.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to make the best of a bad situation.
Yeah. So Dane did spill the beans here. Dane says someone else got to choose the shoes this year, and we ended up with Air Jordan Retro high tops. They look great, but they're flat as a board and just as stiff. Dead face.
Nathan says, time to up my sneaker game for SEMA. Yeah, Nate. Come on,
Nate,
man.
we'll see you there, right?
Yep. And then Timo says, that person should be fired. That's what we say.
Yeah.
Whoever gave that person the idea to purchase those shoes should be fired. That will look sick, but they're not comfy. Not at all. No.
Yeah. Zombie leprechaun Levi.
You just I don't feel so good.
Oh my god.
Who made that one? That's a great one.
Dane says, I ordered some cushion insoles. I just hope they arrive before we go.
Just gone out of Walmart and picked up a bunch of the Dr. Scholl's.
I think he did that before he rolled his ankle. So trying to keep things comfortable and safe for him.
Dabbler. With all this cheese on the paint talk, is Levi hinting that SEMA guests will be allowed to throw Velveeta slices at the booth cars this year? Yeah, sure.
Delicious. Harry Horsewife says, so you have 2. They have to go around your thighs, and 1 strand up the front, and 1 up the back, and 1 up the side. Clips on the shirt. Boom.
This sounds like a huge ordeal.
It's like an apparatus is what this is. I did the ones that clip on socks, but if that had come off, I was worried about the metal clips flying towards the beans at full speed. That's a true worry right there, Darren.
Yeah.
Innovation.
Got a long way to go.
Yeah.
We're going to hold your socks up and your shirt down.
Yep. I like that. Sam Taylor says, what are some general tips and tricks for paint correcting soft GM black paint? Any tips help?
Make sure you got some soft pads. That's the biggest one. Get a lot of the soft foams. So your black Lake Countries, white Rupes pads. And then another thing you can do, get some polishes. Something like Hyper Polish, something like Last Cut, Final Polish. Something like Micro Cut from Kosh Chemi. The key is to have something that's very soft. Heck, even Envy from PNS. Something very soft and liquidy. Pure. Uno Pure is another great one from Rupes. So always have one of those. You may never use it, but it's good to have. So like at my house, I have a bottle of Uno Pure, and I have probably 3 or 4 white foam pads. Rupes pads, and I just keep them. They're in a box. I don't ever work with soft paint that much, but I have them just in case. And the reason for that is just because you want to have the softest thing, because 9 times out of 10, that's all you have to work with. The other thing is O&R is your friend. You want to add a wetting agent to your pads when you're buffing. Less product, more liquid. So more wetting agent, less pad or less product on the surface, and that's when you bring in some 70-30 blended towels. So you're going to want to have 365s, Creature 420s, maybe some Eagle 350s and some Eagle 500s. Because again, you can find yourself, if you just have like 80-20 Kirkland towels or any 80-20 towel, it's still a good towel, but there's a chance that on super soft you're going to scratch it. So
yeah. Cool.
And Zombie Leprechaun Levi says, need lucky brains. And then Super Auto saying the box that Anton built, assembled with natural adhesive. I think he said yours. I think it's Anthony's. And then, it is. So Darren says, Levi, that's Bug's Life you're thinking about. And then Fazal says, yeah, I think it's called a Bug's Life.
So it was a ladybug with a cigar, right?
Yeah, I think so. Riggs 920 equipment. I have a 9 and 15 millimeter DA. Thinking of adding a forced rotation or 21 next. Suggestions on which one first?
Man, I would say, do you need one? Do you need a forced rotation, or do you need a 21 millimeter next?
Like I'm happy. Anthony and I are both happy with 3s, 5s. Or 15s. So we've got our 3-inch short throw or long throw polishers. We've got our 5-inch 15 millimeters, and we do pretty good with all of those. I don't ever find myself going, God, dang it, I wish I had a forced rotation, or I have a 21, but I'm running a 5-inch backing plate on it.
Well, I have a 21. I don't even use it. I just don't, because the 15 is, I'm always reaching for the 15 first. And I would say, though, that I've gotten maybe my money's worth out of an hybrid, like a smaller 1-inch machine. I've got more money out of my hybrid than I have ever gotten out of my larger 21. But I suppose that's what you're doing. Are you working on boats? Are you working on large trucks? Are you working on large rigs that you need that big of a throw for? Does that make sense? So, I don't know. I don't know. Whatever you think would work best for your needs.
Yeah. Grant Hotry says, Levi, Bug's Life. That's right. I guess so. And then Ulysses, Masters of Shine, D-Town saying, yo, what's up, everyone? Happy Friday Eve. What's up, man? Sam Taylor says, are you talking about a Bug's Life? Yes, I guess I am.
Yeah.
And then Benjamin saying, good times, man. The Big Easy had some great shows. The band was called New Vax. We opened for some national headliners and headlined twice.
Nice.
I'd say that was about 03, 04. Who did you open for? I usually only worked big shows. So, but yeah, that's awesome, man. And then, what's the difference? He who shall remain nameless. What's the difference between Clarity Cream and a non-glass polish?
Clarity Cream has a little bit of what's it called?
Cerium oxide?
Yeah.
It's very aggressive.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever put it on paint.
I haven't, no.
Even just put it a little bit on talent, put it on paint. Like it cuts.
It'll cut it?
Yeah.
Then moving on to page 1 here. Well, one and done, right?
One and done.
20 minutes left. Says Bug's Life, Masters of Shine Detailing.
And Dennis Leary does the voice for that character.
Oh, that's
that
hilarious.
Is awesome.
We got Grant Hotry says, happy birthday to CM Punk.
He's actually a really funny guy if you ever listen to any interviews of CM Punk. All right. My Guy Kirby, Ultra Air Engine Blaster. Can it be used without fluids for interior blowout too? Yes, Kirby.
Yeah, you can use it dry.
You can, yep. And then Kaiju King. Thanks for your insight, guys. That's what I'm narrowing it down to. Too soon of wipe off or too much product. Yeah.
That's what I think I probably did.
Peter Williams says, what about Tuga Devil Wheel Cleaner? Have you tried it before? No, I haven't. I've heard good things about it, though. But I've never used it. Any of the Tuga products are all a German brand. But no. Cervantes figured out to pop in late, say hello, and safe travels to SEMA. Happy Friday Eve.
Thank you, David.
Thank you,
Appreciate
David.
it, man. Super Auto says, we'll try the vinegar. Thanks. Then Kirby says, what product does TRC find good to remove the window tint adhesive after the tint film? EU worked, but seemed to melt my minor MF towel.
So, Kirby, for the leftover adhesive, that's a hard one. I find ammonia works better for that stuff.
But, so keep in mind, though, that there is window tinting solution.
There are
chemicals designed specifically for
the adhesive.
That adhesive.
Yeah.
And I remember, my friend Steve, who runs Garage Slick here in town, when we were removing tint on my Civic back in the day, he had this, it was like an orange stuff. It smelled like oranges.
Yeah.
You sprayed it on, and it really did melt. I mean, you sprayed it onto the adhesive, and it was safe. It hit the plastics, it hit other things, it didn't hurt anything. But once it hit that adhesive, it began to literally melt it away.
Probably had some orange oil or something.
I think it was probably like an orange oil or something. So I would say just check online, see if there's anything on Amazon that exists. We have stuff that would work, but I'm trying to think of what would be the safest route for you inside of a car, because we wouldn't want you in a car, on a back window with EU as you're sniffing it in, trying to remove adhesive.
Yeah.
That's not safe.
Yeah, and short of that, Kirby, depending on the size of the window, honestly, just Windex and razor blade works great, but you do have to worry about the plastics because they can dry them and streak and do that kind of stuff. So put a towel down, you can spray it, just a sharp razor blade. Super Auto says the fix is in regarding all the UK homie talk. I think he means honey talk. Then Grant says if that new Rupes 2 is close to 1,000, that'll be 1,600 to 1,700 New Zealand. It's a lot. Then Kevin says, "Are you wearing vesties?" No, gosh,
definitely are not wearing vesties.
Break our ankles. And G. Davis, if his personal infestation prevents him from going to SEMA, who will accept Dane's Customer of the Year award from the Serbian Escort Association of Greater Las Vegas? I don't know, G. I don't know.
Somebody will have to go to his place for sure.
Yeah.
But, yeah. That's horrible. That's horrible.
Anton. Oh, Anton was the homeless guy in Living Color that built a cardboard house. I remember that. That's great. Dane basically said there wasn't anything I did wrong. I just happened to be in their flight migration path this time around. And it only happens on sun-facing home parts usually. It's because he's on a mountain.
Well, he was in their infestation flight plan is what that was. When they're flying.
Well, yeah, they hit and then they infested.
Yeah, they're flying over Boise. They're looking around. They're like, that's the one.
So stop there for a rest.
Get them, boys.
Yeah.
You know, they fly down. Look, it's got a dog hole. It's got a what's it called?
It's got a fresh new dog door.
Dog door. He makes it easy for us.
Yeah. And then John Hole popping in. Hey, John. Hey, guys. Have an awesome time next week at SEMA. Bummed I'm not coming. Already looking forward to the next time we can get together.
Know, John. We'll miss you,
all right,
man.
John.
Yeah, this will be it's actually this is the first year he's not coming, right?
Yeah.
Other than
maybe.
2019 or 2020?
So. Yeah.
Was he there in 2020?
No, 2020 or 2021. He was there 19 and last year.
Almost every time we've been there, then he's been there, yeah.
And then Dane saying, miss you, John. And then Scott. So I've run the numbers on the risk to reward ratio on the wedding this weekend. I can't justify the risk. Thanks for the reassurance that I'm not just being a jerk. Enjoy SEMA and stay healthy, fellas. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. And then Grant, forced rotation or rotary next? I would go with a rotary, Grant. New rotaries are always nice.
I would honestly, you'd have more fun with a rotary than you would a forced rotation. I mean, not that it's all about fun, but it'd probably be also more usable too. There's some forced rotation just lovers out there that just love it and they can't polish without it. It was never for me, ever.
Yeah. LHF says I posted in the group, but wanted to give a shout out to Lucas in customer service. Fast and efficient handling of packing mix-up. Good job, boys.
Let's give several compliments for Lucas here, right? Don't be careful.
Nice.
Aaron might get a little jealous. G. Davis says, I'm excited for Anthony's Vegas junkyard collaboration with Carrot Top and that German magician who was not mauled by a tiger, whose name I can't recall. Oh, man. I'm also excited for that, G.
Be a good time. LHF saying also in regards to a previous question I asked, PNS Undressed works amazing on rubber floor mats. Yeah, it's great. It's a great cleaner. And then Riggs 920, when Dane grows his big boy wings, he won't need his fan for airflow any longer. Bonus.
That's what I'm saying.
That'll be nice. Who thought? And then John says, yeah, I was there in 18, 19, and 22.
Yep, it won't be the same without you.
We'll miss you, man. And G. Davis, FYI, it was Siegfried and Roy. Benjamin says, one was for Hatebreed, and the other one was for Juliana Theory. I was there for that one. Total ends of the spectrum.
For Juliana Theory, you were there for that one?
I was there for that.
That was you. Or were you bouncing at that time?
No, I was just working I think I was just working the show as a runner, or as just helping.
Were you just working the front booth tickets?
No, I was in the back.
Oh, really?
Usually green room, doing stuff back there.
Wow.
I usually would do silly stuff like I'd have to fill up. We had like a Mountain Dew fridge like this one we have here.
Yeah.
We had one of those in in our production office, and then we had an actual fridge in the green room, and so I would always go get sodas to fill those.
What I want to know is, did you have a ponytail at that time or no?
No, I didn't.
Dang.
Yeah, I didn't have a
ponytail.
ponytail.
It would have been better. Did you have a pompadour?
Yes.
You did?
Yeah, it was what we called the switchblade.
Yeah.
It was pretty much what I've always had, was just the hair in the front up here.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, good times.
Yeah.
I once hung out with Henry Rollins for an entire day. Cool. That was my job. I got paid to just hang out with Henry if he needed anything.
Did he need things?
No. He literally set up and was like, I'm going to be doing some work. And I said, okay, if you need me, I'm right here. Yeah. And he's like, all right, man. And I literally sat and smoked cigarettes all day.
Wow.
It was a great time. Drank some Diet Pepsis, cigarettes. It was easy. Easy money. But yeah, the job was fun. Harry Housewife, at least you get to see my pretty little face next week, John, so not all is lost.
That is true.
Yeah, then Grant.
Bring him some of that sweet, sweet honey there.
Laughing. Jeff C., any ideas for fixing damage to black plastic trim from Ulex? I posted a photo on the Facebook group last week. I hand rubbed with hyper polish and tried solution finish, but still visible.
Jeff, I saw the photo. I saw it. Gosh, I don't know. I saw some other people recommended maybe, hitting a little bit of Plasti Dip. You could also maybe try some wrap if you want to try some wrap. You could also look at the cost to see if there's go onto a website, the parts website for the vehicle, and see if you can find a diagram of whether or not that particular plastic piece can just be replaced on the mirror, unless you need to replace the whole mirror assembly. Because if so, it could also be a trip to the junkyard to maybe try to find a new one that's in better shape, and maybe just use it as a learning lesson. Yeah, just know not all is lost, right? It's always fixable in one way or shape or form. But in terms of a quick fix, at your point that you're at with that, if solution finish isn't sticking, if it's not looking any better, then you need to simply add something to it, whether it be wrap or plasti dip, or even paint, right? There's plenty of good trim paints out there from SEM makes a really good trim paint that you can go and get. Mask off that area, literally mask off that square, whatever it may be, mask off that door, maybe throw up just a big drop cloth over the top of the car and scuff it up, and then just shoot it with new trim paint. And I guarantee you that it'll look good, and it'll look brand new, and it'll hold up for years and years.
There you go. D. Davis says, where in the TRC booth will Alex Dewar be parking his recently disinfected Zamboni pony?
I don't know.
We had a spot.
We did.
Dedicated for it, but the hard part was it's
next to the Zen garden.
It's a lot of carpet, and the Zen garden had a lot of dirt, and every time you kick that thing on, it starts to vacuum.
Yeah.
So we didn't think it was going to work. So we don't know. We might put it in somebody else's booth. LHF saying, just realized Dane isn't here today. He must be shopping for a new Forever car to wreck.
Oh my God. Poor Dane. LHF, he's not even here to defend himself.
He's home completing his metamorphosis into an Asian ladybug.
Beetle. Get it right.
Yeah. That's what's happening. Have you ever seen the movie District 9? One of Dane's favorite movies.
We're all trying to stay on the same story, LHF, and you're throwing us off. Sam Taylor.
But seriously, Dane, you need to do a live stream talking about the Jag and all the story. I feel so bad for him. He is having to deal with a car from just sucks.
He's just having to deal with a month from hell right now. That's what he's having to deal with. It's just been...
This could be a bonus. Who knows?
The transformation
could be a bonus. Think of it. He could have the capacity to fly, possibly.
No, this is the point where Dane gets in a moments of frustration where he will make a rash decision to go and just buy a new car.
Yeah.
And we'll be like, Dane, what'd you do? He goes, I needed something positive to happen in my life, so I did this.
I just went and bought that car, and I'll worry about it paying off the...
And I'll worry about the other things later.
When I pay that off.
And
when I get it back, I'll sell it.
In these crazed decisions, but... Yeah, right now there's just a lot of unsure.
Yeah, we meet him at the airport on Monday, and he'll tell us, "Yeah, I went and bought this last night at 9:00."
Well, I'm waiting.
Signing papers.
I'm waiting for him to send us a text or a group chat to say, "Well, I did something or I did a thing," and then send me a picture of a black, Miata with the retractable roof, whatever it is that he's wanting to get. And it's located in Utah or something, or even in Vegas. Yeah. And then he's going to say, so I did this and I'm driving it home. Yeah. And I'm like, oh my God, that's crazy. But that's where he's probably at in life.
Probably what'll happen. John says, Darren, I can't wait for that. And then G. Davis says, I remember Levi's roadie stories from 70s supergroup with the Osmond family. So fun fact, we were watching Dark Shadows the other night, and I made sure I told my children... that it was there was Alice Cooper on it, and I go, I spent the day driving Alice Cooper around once, and they were like, "Oh, cool." They didn't care.
Yeah.
Highlight of my life, one of them. Lakes County. Do you have any suggestions on polishing the plastic windshield of a golf cart? That's a hard one, man. Depends on the plastic.
It literally may do something, or it may not do anything at all. I know exactly what you're talking about. Those golf carts, plastic windshields get just hammered. I don't know how they get so hammered, but they get scratched up like hell. I don't know. You take a machine to it, take a little bit of compound, see if you can make any improvements to it. You don't have to polish the outside. You don't need to polish the inside unless somebody took their fingers all over the inside of it. But do a test spot. See what happens. What's the worst that can happen? G. Davis says, thoughts on Luke Berge and Andrew Werkheiser hosting a rave at Vegas, only Bavarian-themed KFC. Gee, so what's funny is that last year we actually went to a Bavarian dinner.
We did. We took Lars and some Japanese men.
Yeah, we did. They didn't speak English.
They didn't speak any English. And we went with what's his name from Dryas Energy.
Yeah.
And we went to the Hofbrau house.
Yeah, it was the Hofbrau house, yeah.
And had some schnitzel and
some authentic German, schnitzel and things like that. But we loved it because half of the table was these Japanese businessmen and literally no English at all.
They had one translator for 7 of them or 6 of them.
So they were waved to us and we're like, hey, what's going on? But we didn't really. Yeah, we didn't really know.
They were color lock distributors from Japan.
Yeah, we didn't really know what to talk about, but Lars was kind of handling it with their translator, and that was a funny dinner. But the food was delicious.
Yeah, it was good.
I would honestly, dude, I'd go back. Do you remember though?
It was empty.
We were in the Hofbrau Garden.
Yeah,
they had that garden.
Yeah,
Garten, right?
Yeah, the Garten
in the middle.
Yeah,
in the middle, and the lighting was good. It had the
trees and the fountain.
Trees.
It's delightful.
I would go back there.
Yeah,
it was a good time.
LHF says nothing buying a Ford Sport Track won't fix.
Yeah,
cheer Dane up. And then Dave Detail, if you could only take one out for the day, mobile detailing, what you taking? Polestar or Express? Express all day long. If I can only take one interior cleaner a day, Express.
Yeah.
Benjamin says, correction, I misremembered the Juliana Theory show. It was actually E-Town Concrete. I don't remember that show. That's a way back to go back to the old steel trap. Then G. Davis says, Dane emailed the Uber driver from last year to set up SEMA transportation. I'm just glad we've got transportation. G says, oh, God, anything but that. That's exactly what my month does not need. Then Benjamin saying, I was at the Juliana show just watching. And then further details says, is the new Kosh Chemi reactivation shampoo a good option for diamond body coatings? So I've been using it on the diamond body coatings, and it really works great. It likes it. It's more for diamond body. Diamond body 36 really enjoys a higher pH. So something like active foam. Or super foam would work better, forced. Just use forced as a pre-soak, and then hit it with snow. You probably do just fine.
Chemically, Diamond Body and Diamond Body 36 are different.
Yeah,
and I just wouldn't use anything acidic on Diamond Body 36. I think
I'd do the opposite side.
I do something alkaline, but Diamond Body, probably. But keep in mind, reactivation shampoo is a pH of 1, guys. I mean. That crap is it's not crap. That stuff is low on the scale, right? It's a low soap that most people would never ever have to use. Realistically, I know that people want to use it because it's a Kosh Chemi product, but there's other things coming from Kosh that I think that you could use all day, every day, that have a different smell that are coming very soon that you guys are gonna like.
Yeah.
Darren says, I guess as it's a draw to an end once again, having a banging time at SEMA, and I'll make it one day. At least I have TR SEMA to look forward to when I win GB of the year. Much love, guys. Everyone hit that like. Very good, Darren. Thanks, man.
Dane saying, hope to see you one day, Darren. And then John says, I remember that night at the Bavarian.
Yep, John knows.
And then G. Davis, not the first time Anthony was in a German spa with questionable Japanese businessmen. That's a good one.
That was good.
Harry Housewife. I'll make it one day when I'm famous, I'm sure. I remember Anthony messaging me from that German restaurant, then taunting me with his order from the secret Führer menu.
Oh man!
Oh, G.
I think I sent G a
for?
photo. I think I sent G a photo of Dane looking at some type of sausages on the menu or something.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Kirby, what is the attire for? And then Jeff C says, "Thanks for the help, guys. I have some diamond wheels left over from this time last year. It's been stored inside and looks clear. Still good?
Yeah. If it's still clear, it's good. Yeah."
And then my guy says, "Denny's party tonight." I hate the spell check. I think he means what's the attire for Rennie's party night? Just whatever you want to wear, Kirby. I won't be there.
Most people wear jeans. They wear a nice dress shirt. That's about it. Dress shirt, jeans, nice, decent shoes,
People
maybe
just
a watch,
wear whatever.
things like that. I mean, everybody's honestly, it's all different. There's people showing up in tracksuits. Like, it doesn't matter. Just show up.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be there at Rennie's party this year. I'm going to
we have a booked week.
We have to divide and conquer as a company to a bunch of different parties. So I'll be at the WWWRAP party is what I'm going to with Josh Brodel. So it's a rap party for the rap industry. So we're going to go do that. But you'll be able to see Anthony and Dane there. They'll be at Rennie's party, and
I think so.
Hopefully,
I think
otherwise you got your thing. You might have.
I think
too.
that's the plan. I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff going on. Well,
either way, there'll be some TRC folks in attendance. So
somewhere, yeah.
As always, guys, thanks. And then Demo saying, "Go look for those darn cookies." I think that's what we're gonna go do right now. So, as always, guys, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And for those of you at SEMA, we will see you. We're in the West Hall next to the Rupes booth. Come say hi. And the rest of you, we'll see you when we get back. Make sure you tune into the live Tuesday morning on the YouTube channel right here at the Rag Company. See you later.
See ya.